Now, I made this video because I had a lot of customers come to me. I'm talking about at the very least, 65 to 70% of my customers come to me because I do business the right way and because they've already been scammed. They've been scammed out of their money. So they want to go a legitimate route, go with somebody who has a website, who actually updates their website on a daily basis, somebody who has contracts on their website, somebody who's on YouTube showing the entire dog, showing the whole kennel. I don't have anything to hide. I'm always speaking from experience. Everything I'm telling you all right now, I'm speaking from experience. And to me, these are top 5 bully world scams. The #1 bully world scam, Photoshop. You see it all the time. Photoshop is more common with the exotic bully, but it's fairly common throughout the whole bully world. People do this, of course, to make the dogs look better in pictures. Most people who Photoshop also don't post videos. A lot of breeders out there only send you a 10-second video of the dog, and as soon as the dog moves, they cut the video off. You see this a lot, man, especially, like I said again, it's more prevalent in the exotic bully. Never buy a dog that you don't get a video from. Always ask for a natural video, meaning watching the dog move at home, in the backyard, something super simple. But you can get to see the dog run, you get to see all angles of the dog, all around the dog. Always ask for video, clear video. #2, contracts, references. Every bully breeder should have contracts, but most of them don't. But when it comes to a contract, it's all negotiable. You call the shots. Don't sign anything you're not comfortable with, but always have a contract. Payment verification, no cash. I always stress people should never use cash. Most scams are done with Western Union, Walmart to Walmart, cash transactions, or something that's not reversible, even cryptocurrency. More people are getting more comfortable with paying in cryptocurrency, but I don't suggest it yet. Still fairly new to society. At the same time, when it comes to the bully world, you want to make sure you got something that's traceable, so if there's a dispute, you can reverse it. Now this one is not that common. Really is a big secret. I've had it done to me. Now, I'm speaking from experience, so I've experienced every single one of these things that I'm pointing out right now. One of the biggest scams is shipping costs. Any shipping costs within the United States, it should only vary between $250 to $850. On the high end, somebody might charge you $1,000. Now in a pandemic, it's hard for people to get around, period. So shippers are actually charging more right now, but at the same time, shipping from coast to coast across the US should not cost you more than $850. Depending on the size of the dog, depending on the shipping method. Ground shipping. Flying on a plane always costs more. You gotta pay for a special crate if it's going out of the country. Shipping out of the country always costs more, and that brings me to my next point. Location of the dog you're paying for. A lot of dogs are advertised as if they're out of the country, and they're not. They're in the US. That dog could be right up the street from you. Don't fall for the bred and made in China label. Don't fall for that. It's a big lie just to make more money off of you. So they can make an extra $2,000 to $3,000 on shipping because you think you're shipping a dog in from overseas and that dog is actually a couple states away. Make sure you have references from that person. Make sure you're not dealing with conglomerates. There's a lot of conglomerates out there. A lot of people who broker dog deals, who broker deals to where they don't even own any of the dogs, but they're running with the same label as whoever they got their dogs from, whoever they're selling the dogs for, running with the same kennel name. So make sure you're talking to one source, one person. You don't want to be dealing with 3 and 4 different people for you to purchase one dog. One is fairly common, the stunt double. The stunt double. Oh my God. There are big time studs out there with very, very high demand. I'm not saying no names. I didn't show anybody's dogs in this video, just for this reason right here. I don't want to ruffle any feathers and call anybody out. But at the end of the day, we all know that a lot of these studs have a very, very high demand to meet, and they can't meet it. Scientifically, it's physically impossible for some of these dogs to meet the demand that is set upon them. So that's why every time you get a stud, if you get your own stud, you want to get that stud collected and stored before you even breed it out, before you even open that dog up a stud. Every stud that we have it collected and we have it stored before we even start studding the dog out. Of course, you got to get the semen evaluated and make sure it's even viable enough for that stud to actually be a stud. But a lot of these studs that you know, the big name studs, they can't fulfill those stud credits. So they pull out the stunt double. Don't go to a kennel that has studs that look alike. They can send you any one of those studs at any time, whichever one's working at the time. And then that's when people, spend their money and then puppies don't come out how they're supposed to. They got the stunt double litter. Some kennels have a whole bunch of studs, but to me, it's got to be different. That blood needs to be different. The color, the look of the dog needs to be totally different in order for me to use that stud. So I know exactly what I'm getting. A few breeders have been exposed on this, but it's definitely part of the industry, and it's not a good thing, but it's something that easily happens every single day. So that's why a lot of people are skeptical and they want to have their own studs. Everybody want a big time stud, but nobody wants to use somebody else's. They don't want to get scammed. Always ask for a video of the stud that you paid for. Always ask for a video of that stud being collected, boxed, and shipped to you. Get a picture of the box, get a picture of everything, tracker number, of course, and at least you have a little more reassurance. But this is the one, the stunt double trick. It's really no way to get around this. These are the top 5 Bully World scams to avoid. And just checking off at least one can avoid the rest of it.